What do you do when you got no time? And the world wants something pretty and that rhymes. They want proof. Yeah, you got proof. So put your keys on your knees and hammer out a line. You got to write it down, write it down, write it down.
Summer, roughly 11 o'clock at night. Bibi is brushing her teeth in the bathroom. In the bedroom, directly across the hall, Nick is sitting on his bed reading. Bibi stands in the bedroom doorway and addresses Nick.
You still haven't given me my birth certificate.
Huh?
Bibi ducks into the bathroom to spit and comes back.
My birth certificate? You still haven't given it to me?
Oh, right. I'll have to look through my files. I know I have it somewhere, but
You didn't lose it, did you?
No. Why would I do that?
I asked you a long time ago, and you still haven't given it to me.
You seem to have a knack for asking at weird hours, like now when it's almost time for bed.
But I've asked for it a bunch of times already.
I know, but why do you need it anyway?
I just want it, just to have it.
Okay, I can give it to you, but make sure you don't lose it, okay? I only have one copy, and I might need it again at some point.
Why do you need it?
Just, I don't know, just for my records, like tax purposes or legal reasons or whatever.
Well, I'm going back tomorrow, so I need to get it before I leave.
Okay, I'll look for it in the morning, but it might take a little time. I'm not sure what you need it for.
I just want it. Why can't I have it?
I'm not saying you can't. I just thought I could hold on to it for you until you really need it. That way it won't get misplaced or damaged.
That's okay. I'm not going to lose it.
But you lost your bus pass the other day, and
That is different. That's a card. I'm not going to lose this.
I mean, I just don't understand why you need it right now.
It's my birth certificate. I can do what I want with it.
Well, I already gave you your passport and social security card, right?
Yeah.
You still applying for jobs?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, that's good. I don't think you need your birth certificate for that. They only need to see your social security card. You still have that, right?
Yeah, I do.
Because you definitely don't want to lose that. You're not keeping it in your wallet, are you?
Oh,
Okay, good. Because if you lose that, someone could steal your identity, you know? I mean, it could be pretty bad. So you have to be real careful.
yeah, you told me already.
Okay, just making sure. I mean, you only really need your birth certificate for like registering for school and stuff like that.
I know.
So Angela and her family are out of town?
Yeah, they went to Vegas. I wanted to go too, but I don't have any money, and I don't like being at the house alone. It's scary.
They're charging you rent over there?
Yeah,
How much?
$300.
That's pretty reasonable.
Mhm.
But how are you paying for that? You don't have a job yet.
Mama said she'll pay for half.
Really? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. And what about the other half?
I am not sure yet.
Usually you get a job first and save up some money, then you move out.
Yeah, but it's okay.
But what happens if you don't have enough to pay rent at the end of the month? What's Susanna going to do?
She says it's fine.
You can pay her back later?
Yeah.
Okay. I just hate for you to go into debt and have to owe her a lot of money. That's why I'm suggesting that you stay here until you get a job at least.
I don't want to stay here. It's so sad and depressing. No one ever talks, and we never do anything fun. It's just so boring. And that's why my friends never want to come over.
What? That's not true at all. Your friends come over all the time. If they think that it's boring, they hide it pretty well.
You don't know. I get depressed just being here. That's why I moved out.
I don't think that's why you're depressed.
Yes, it is. When I'm sad, you never try to talk to me. You just ask me if I want to call my therapist.
Well, if that's your attitude, it is probably better that you moved out. I heard you reconnected with Jason recently. I think that's great. I was really glad to hear it. You know, you don't have to hide these things from me, right? I'm totally fine with it. I think it's a good thing. So he has another daughter now?
Yeah, she just turned 1.
Wow, another half sister. Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. Amber's more like a full sister since she's lived with you her entire life. Until now, I mean. You know that you can talk to me about any of this stuff.
I don't want to talk to you.
Okay, you don't have to. I'm just saying that I'm here if you want to talk, but you don't have to. So it was okay the other day seeing Jason?
It was fine. Why?
I was just afraid that, well, you know, that it might be awkward. You haven't seen him since you were a little kid.
That doesn't matter. It was totally fine.
Listen, I know you feel ripped off, that you missed out on having a normal family life, and I'm sorry for that. I never meant for it to be this way either, but I've always done my best to take care of you. You and Amber have always been the first priority, no matter what.
What are you talking about? You've never done anything for me. Things were good until you kicked Mama out of the house and made her go back to Japan.
Wait, is that what she told you? Because that's not what happened.
After you met that woman, you just kicked her out of the house and she had nowhere to go.
That's not, you know, it's really not fair how she dragged you into this. None of it had anything to do with you or how I felt about you.
I never wanted to live with you. You didn't even ask us what we wanted to do. You just decided, and that's why I moved out. Because I can't stand being here anymore with you. Angela and them are more like family anyway.
Suddenly, Nick rises and moves over toward the desk.
Hold on a sec. I think I remembered where I might have put your birth certificate.
Nick crouches down, opening the file drawer and retrieves the birth certificate with very little difficulty. He hands the document to Bibi, who begins scanning it with her eyes as if to confirm something.
Wait, what is this? Why is your name on it?
They always list the name of your parents. That's kind of what a birth certificate is.
But why you?
Oh, they changed it. You didn't know? When I adopted you, I legally became your father, so they had to issue a new birth certificate with my name on it.
What about the old one?
I still have a copy somewhere, but it's not valid anymore. It's kind of like an expired driver's license.
I didn't know. Nobody ever told me.
You have to realize, Bibi, you can't choose who your family is. It's not like with your friends. It's not something you can control. You just have to make the most of it. Oh, I meant to tell you, you're welcome to stay here anytime, but next time you do, you're either going to have to sleep on the couch or here in the little room. I haven't had time to move into your old room yet, but I'm planning on doing that soon.
Actually, I don't need it.
Are you sure? You seemed like you really wanted it.
It's okay. I'll get it later.
Okay. I guess I'll keep it for now.
I'm going to bed.
That's a good idea. I'm pretty tired too. Well, good night then.
Good night.
Phoebe exits down the hall to her room. Nick slowly crouches down and returns the birth certificate to the file drawer. Hi, I'm not Sarah McLachlan, and what you're hearing is not her hit song, Angel. It's emotional piano sad background music for videos by Liz FM. I am Rebecca Torino Collinsworth, and we are Parley. Every day, Parley playwrights work tirelessly to create the art we care about and you enjoy, but we can't do it without your support. For just $10 a month, or just $5 a month, or just $5 right now, you can make a difference to the future of Parley and fund our upcoming productions. Follow the link on your screen right now to pledge your support to a Parley production in need. We can't do it without you. Thank you. You're gonna get this as an ASPCA ad, right?
I don't know.
A war, timeless, but also dated. We see a quiet evening on the top of a hill. Maybe it's grassy, maybe it's sandy, maybe it's rocky, but it is certainly empty. The sun has set. Two men, New Blood and Styx, sit in a tense silence around the remains of a smoldering fire. New Blood previously told a joke at Styx's expense that didn't sit well. The two other company members, Bandy and Curtis, have just left.
Hey, Styx,
What, you blood?
I'm sorry about before. I was trying to,
Whatever, man.
I mean it. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
What are you talking about? I definitely am.
No. You just don't want me to be mad at you anymore. People say they're sorry because they're sorry. People don't say they're sorry because they're sorry. They say they're sorry because they don't want to deal with the repercussions, man. You just don't want me to be pissed at you, and guess what? I am. So fucking deal with it. I don't need your deathbed confessional.
It's not like that, Styx. I like you, man. I don't want to piss you off. We're in this together.
Bullshit. If you didn't want to piss me off, then why'd you say it?
You've never heard of someone making a mistake?
Nah, not mistakes like that. That wasn't a mistake. Guys in this company don't make mistakes.
Would the guy whose spot I'm filling agree with you? Would old New Blood agree with you?
Fuck you. You don't get to say his name. And you know what? Yeah, he would have.
Look, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
It's amazing how little I care.
You want to spend tonight angry? You want to go into tomorrow angry? You want to die mad?
Would rather that than accept your fake ass apology.
How do I prove it to you?
Six eyes new blood's ring.
Give me that.
What?
Your ring. I want it.
What? No.
I guess you don't give a shit about me then.
Be reasonable here, Sticks.
I don't need to be reasonable. Give me it.
What do you even want it for?
For my girlfriend. I want to make her more than my girlfriend.
What? You're going to propose with my ring?
Yeah, why not? You got dainty little lady fingers. I'm sure it'll fit like a glove.
Get your own ring.
Oh, yeah. I'll just stop at the gift shop on the way to get my head blown off tomorrow. Listen to yourself. Plus, you know how expensive rings are? Of course you do. You bought that one.
I didn't buy this one. It was a gift.
That real gold?
Yeah.
Some gift. Some kind of rich guy, New Blood? Silver spoon, nannies and shit growing up?
No.
Ah, you stole it.
No.
That's all right. You can tell me if it was stolen. What am I going to do? Call the cops out here?
I didn't steal it.
Someone steal it for you?
Fuck off.
Some apology this is turning out to be.
Why is proposing so important to you all of a sudden?
Gee, I fucking wonder why on Tonight of All Night. I'd want to declare my undying, everlasting love for my girlfriend. Are you dumb in the head, New Blood? Huh? That would explain a lot, wouldn't it? Your shit sense of humor, for one.
You knew what you were getting into for weeks.
Doesn't make it not shitty.
But you could have done something at home.
But I didn't, did I? And now I have one chance to.
And it's so important now.
It's real now. It's important now.
How the hell are you going to propose?
I'll leave a note with the ring. The note in the ring. That'll be enough.
Hardly skywriting now, is it?
Who are you, the goddamn romance police? Just give me the ring.
Your poor planning isn't my problem.
Yeah, because you're a symbol of doing everything perfect. You want me to forgive you or not?
Nah, maybe not anymore.
Give me the ring.
Six lunges for the ring. New blood stands up to avoid him.
Quit being a bastard.
What did you say?
I said, quit being a bastard. Dude, what is your problem?
You're the problem. Give me the fucking ring.
It's my fucking ring.
Not anymore.
Stolen ring. That's what you want to give to your girlfriend? A stolen ring? You gonna tell her it's stolen? What, you gonna leave in the note? You're gonna say, hi, Mrs. Sticks. I punched the guy out and stole his ring because I'm an asshole who didn't have the foresight to buy you one myself. Give it to you in person. Instead, you know what I think would be cool is that I write you a letter and make you a widow with a stolen ring because it was so suddenly important. Punch your friend's important.
Pregnant. My girlfriend is pregnant. A boy.
Six sits back down. New blood gets up and sits next to him.
You have two parents in your life, New Blood?
Never.
Me neither. I was a bastard, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong. My mom was fantastic. Saint, love her to death. But it's not like I had that many opportunities to overcome being a bastard.
You did all right.
Would I be here if I really did it all right? I think it's not like I had aspirations of hanging around you assholes all day.
You wouldn't have it any other way.
Sure, I would. I'd have it a bunch of different ways, 100 different ways. Could have had a real life, you know? treat my girl right, set my son up for success, had a nice car. But yeah, you're right. I think I always end up here. Could have been a nicer road to get here, though.
You want the kid?
You kidding? I'm ecstatic about the little bastard, about the little munchkin. It's just, it's not fair that I won't be there for him. Yeah, I always meant to marry her. Always did. She would have said yes. She would have just been so happy. We just never got around to it, you know?
Hindsight and all.
Hindsight. So the best I can do for that kid is make sure he's in a bastard. And maybe that's worth something. Maybe he won't end up like me. I hope he doesn't end up like me.
You don't give yourself enough credit, Sticks.
Coming from the guy I've been screaming at.
Ah, I've been screamed at before. I'll be screamed at again. The point is, I'm used to it. You aren't breaking new ground here, Sticks.
I'm sorry, man. I've been
Nah, you're just going through some shit.
We're all going through some shit. You're not going through some shit?
Yeah, I'm going through it. You're just going through it a little more.
That isn't fair of me.
Life isn't fair.
Yeah.
You told Bandy yet?
Wasn't planning to.
No?
Uncle Bandy? Fuck. He'd make a good uncle, wouldn't he?
He'd be a hell of a fucking uncle.
So maybe we don't tell him.
Yeah, I get you. Here,
Nah, man. I don't deserve it.
take it.
You mean it?
Yeah. What use I have for it? You can't take it with you. Or whatever.
Bix finds his pack and produces a notebook and pen. He rips out a piece of paper, looks like he's going to start writing, and pauses.
What do I say?
Make it real. Not sappy. Or if it's sappy, just make sure it's real.
Why does it matter if it's real?
She's going to hold on to this letter for the rest of her life. You want that to be fake?
You're right. Maybe you should be the romance police.
Bix writes for a minute.
Can I read you what I got?
Nah, man. That's got to be between her and you.
You're right. You're right. Yeah.
And him.
Who?
You know, your kid. He's going to read it someday. Write something in there for him too.
Yeah. Yeah. You think she'll find someone else?
You can't think like that, man.
No. It isn't like that. I hope she does. I'm not sure for a little guy to have his mom all mopey and shit. Maybe he could teach the little guy how to ride a bike, tie a tie. I don't know. That shit, you know?
You're a good guy, Sticks.
That's big from the guy whose nose I just broke.
Please. You think you could break my nose with a pussy ass punch like that?
Storytelling is a performance of our memories, and it is a performance of the meaning we make and imagine, within and outside of our lived experiences. Storytelling holds our histories, our sciences, our families, our bodies. Storytelling is a performance.
An old inn at Cape Cod, late 1800s. A married couple enter a room at a fancy inn.
How nice. It's such a big, airy room. You will have loads of sunshine with all these windows.
Are these windows barred?
They're only barred to protect the children who stay here.
Who would bring their children to this hideous place?
It's not hideous.
I don't think I'd bring Henry here, even if he remembers I'm his mother after all of this.
You're upset. Try taking a nap.
He's receiving Mary's breast milk. He's receiving skin on skin time with a woman who isn't even his mother.
You'll return to Henry a healthier mother.
What if he begins to think that Mary is his mother? Breast milk is life, it's sustenance. There's something unsettling about this place. Plus the baby.
You're in no condition to care for Henry.
I think I could do it with help.
You'll be a whole new mother when we return home in a few weeks.
Weeks? You told me we'd be going away for 1 weekend. What are we doing here?
You need rest, Margaret.
You know how I feel about this rest cure.
It's for the best.
I'm not convinced.
It's not your fault, darling. I blame America. All this progress and rapid change. It's having damaging neurological consequences, especially on women.
What I need more than anything is mental stimulation, John.
Lie down on your back so I can give your stomach a massage.
That's an odd place to be massaged.
Plato said,
Plato is dead.
yes, but he was a great philosopher.
What does Plato have to do with you massaging my stomach?
I'm trying to tell you, but you keep interrupting me.
He begrudgingly lies on her back.
Better.
He begins massaging her uterus at a rapid pace.
Plato said the uterus is an animal.
John, it's too much pressure.
He said an animal roamed inside women's bodies.
You're massaging too fast. Slow down.
In order to tame the animal, I need to massage you in an animalistic fashion.
I don't like it. Your hands, they're vibrating.
Excellent. I'm trying to create electricity with my hands.
Please stop.
Try to relax, darling.
What does Plato know? It's not like he had a uterus.
You're distracting me.
Yes, just like that. That feels better. Feels good to laugh.
Yes, but I need you to concentrate on massaging.
But it's the first real laugh I've had in such a long time.
Well, I'm glad to see you smiling.
I miss your smile.
I miss your smile too. Plato said animals roamed inside women's bodies, causing them to be hysterical. The more it moved, the more hysterical women became. I'm beginning to think it's really a depletion of the nerve force.
I don't understand.
Well, massage restores blood flow, causing hysterical symptoms to diminish.
She drifts off to sleep. He starts unpacking her suitcase. He retrieves her journal and reads it. Margaret stirs.
John, what are you doing with that?
I'm just unpacking your things.
You're reading my journal.
As a doctor, I need to know everything. You're worse than I realized.
Give that back.
No, I'm holding on to this.
It's mine.
I know you've been having mood swings, quiet crying spells, difficulty sleeping.
Those are my personal thoughts.
You've had thoughts of harming Henry when he cries at night. You hold him in your arms and wonder whether you love him or not.
I couldn't tell you those things.
You have to. I'm treating you.
I can't admit those things to myself, let alone you.
Thank God I left Henry in Mary's care.
John, don't. I don't have those thoughts all the time. They come and go. Sometimes I love him so much that I feel my heart might explode. And sometimes I'm angry because because I'm exhausted. And I thought motherhood would be all about swaddling and singing lullabies and rocking him to sleep, but it's not that. It's love, but it's work. My life has changed in an instant.
Try to breathe.
I never expected to hold him and think those thoughts. I never expected his cries to put me in a rage, but I love him. You've got to believe me. I love him intensely. But when this darkness descends, I feel worthless. I feel guilty.
Like I said, once your health is restored, you'll fall right into motherhood.
What if I don't? How can I call myself a woman if I'm not a mother? I brought other poetry books. Give them to me. They bring me comfort.
I don't feel they're suitable for you.
Where are my books?
I don't want you reading Mary Robinson or Charlotte Smith.
Why not?
Mary Robinson was an actress. She also wrote about the marginalized and downtrodden.
What's wrong with that?
Why should we care about the marginalized and the downtrodden?
I care. Besides, Coleridge said she was a woman of undoubted genes.
Was that so? And Charlotte Smith? She also wrote about social injustice and the British class system.
She wrote from experience.
But we're not poor.
But I care about those matters.
You need to get well. Reading about social issues will only distress you.
You just don't like me reading the words of women. Admit it. Their words inspire me.
You're not a writer. Writing is your hobby.
And demeaning what I love to do seems to be your hobby.
Well, you're just being rebellious like the poets you admire.
I'm not allowed to write. I'm not allowed to read. Plato's right. I do have a caged animal inside of me that's dying to get out.
Now don't yell at me.
Watch no more the twinkling stars. Watch no more the chalky bourne.
What are you doing?
Lady, from the holy wars, never will thy love return.
I don't want to hear this rubbish.
Cease to watch and cease to mourn.
Enough, Margaret.
Thy lover never will return.
You're red in the face.
Watch no more the yellow moon peering over the mountain's head.
You're breaking out in hives.
Rosy day returning soon will see thy lover pale and dead.
Pale and dead? Pale and dead?
Pale and dead. I don't need the books. I know their poems word for word.
More morphine for you.
Cease to weep and cease to mourn.
You're sweating, shaking.
Thy lover will no more return.
You're not yourself.
Is it true? Is there an animal inside of me? Hold me.
He holds her until the morphine kicks in. Once she's asleep, he turns out the light and falls asleep. Margaret stirs. She notices that patches of the wallpaper are stripped off at the head of the bed. She studies the patches and pulls on them.
I've never seen an uglier wallpaper in my life. It's so sprawling and unapologetically flamboyant. It commits every artistic sin. It's like an amoeba altering its shape. It moves about and extends in these finger-like projections, uncertain curves that give way to outrageous angles. The angles plunge, curves, and plunging angles, curves, and plunging angles, and contradicting shapes. And the color. Oh, it's repellent. It's this revolting, unclean yellow. No wonder there are bars on the windows. The children must be terrified of this shade of yellow. Oh, Henry would be scared. He'd let out a fearful cry. Oh, I'd recognize that kind of cry. I'd shield his sweet eyes and protect him. I'd tell him that yellow is a luminous color representing happiness and optimism. But he'd know the truth. I'm not happy. He must see my vacant eyes when I hold him. Yellow. It's the color of enlightenment and creativity. Well, but I'm forbidden to be creative here. There's a dark side of yellow. How do I explain that notion to my little boy? How do I explain that notion to myself? I want him to believe yellow is the color of joy. But this yellow betrays me. It's betrayed every woman who has stayed here. As long as I'm in this room, I'm forbidden to imagine. Is there anything worse? It's like a death. Oh, it's repellent, it's revolting. I'm captive in this unclean yellow. I must find a way to keep going. Oh, keep moving forward. Once I free myself from this trap my husband has set, I'll hold Henry in my arms and kiss his soft cheeks. Then I'll be the mother he deserves and needs. Or at least I hope to be.
Will you go, lassie, go to the blaze of weather, where the blueberries grow, among the bonny highland heather, where the deer and the rae, lightly bounding together, sport their long summer's day on the blaze of weather.
Morning. A small, shabby bedroom. Sunlight streams in. Sound of waves is heard. Seagulls screeching. Man wakes up beside woman. Woman wakes with a start.
Oh,
Morning.
yes.
Man pulls woman into him.
Come here.
Woman smiles and lets herself be taken in for a moment, then pulls away, looking around the room.
I need to.
What's the hurry? Stay a while.
He kisses the top of her head. Woman melts in for a moment.
You're very warm.
It's my superpower.
He kisses her again.
Thank you for saving my life yesterday.
I heard you. You were drowning. I couldn't let that happen.
You're enchanting. Not of this earth.
My superpower.
They enjoy each other. A loud seagull screech. Woman gets out of bed, looks around the room.
I need to.
Man tries to pull her back again.
No. Stay with me a while.
Tempting as that is.
You are the temptress, my savior.
And now this temptress needs to.
Don't leave. Stay a spell.
You are distracting me with those eyes.
Is it working?
Maybe.
Stay with me. No, really. You brighten the room. Stay.
You are full of pretty words, but
But? What?
you don't even know my name.
I'd love nothing more than hearing it.
I don't know your name.
I'm Sean. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
How do you do, Sean?
Enchanted and spellbound, that's how I do. You've bewitched me.
I didn't mean to.
Well, you have. I'm utterly and completely yours.
Perhaps you've bewitched me a little too.
Have I now? Imagine that.
Seagull cry outside. Woman looks out the window.
But I really have to go. I just need to find. I swear they were.
She looks around the room in earnest.
I've hidden them.
You.
I know what you are.
What exactly is it you think I am?
My nanny used to tell me stories.
Oh,
I want you to stay. Will you stay with me?
and what can you do for me? I can't find out there.
I can love you.
What is love?
Love is everything. If you stay, I'll show you.
You think you can keep me? You think love is more powerful than.
No one is immune from love. I know what you are.
And I know what you are. You think you're the
Of
first.
course not. I told you. I've heard the stories. Fisherman drowning. Beautiful woman rescues him, bewitches him.
You keep saying I've bewitched you when it's you who've hidden my.
You drove me to it. What did you expect? With your flowing locks and sparkling glances.
It was you who lured me to your cottage and stripped my.
I was enchanted. I couldn't help myself.
Men always have an excuse for their poor behavior.
Is it poor behavior to love?
You don't even know my name.
Will you share it with me?
Perhaps. But it must be an equal transition, and this.
You've cast a spell over me. I'm helplessly in your thrall.
And yet.
I love you.
Oh.
I'll give them back if you promise to stay a while. Not forever, just
Love again.
with my whole heart.
So this love you speak of, is it possession?
How can I get you to understand?
How can I get you to understand?
Love is... Love is...
What? Love is what?
Love is a shout in the void. It's desiring your happiness and well-being more than my own. It's letting you see all I am. The ugly and the awesome and the tender and the brave. I'm just an imperfect man with a short life, and one day it will all be oblivion, and the sun will swallow the earth, and we will be dust. But you give me strength. You give me courage. And love is the cave drawn on the fabric of the universe that proves we were here. We lived. We mattered to each other.
Yes, this is what I feel for the ocean. And perhaps. But wouldn't that mean also letting someone go if that was their desire? I can't help what I am.
I would never want you to be other than you are.
Then you know.
I suppose I do. But you've captivated me.
Yet I'm the one held captive.
If you leave, I will be a slave without a master.
I am flesh and blood, and I am bound to no one but the sea.
You're a cruel mistress.
How could I ever love what I resent?
Man opens drawer, pulls out a silvery cloak.
Here. You're right. I'm sorry.
My skins!
So, I suppose you'll be going now.
I belong to the ocean. But
What?
She folds the cloak and puts it away.
I'm Delphine.
Your name? Delphine.
You're not without your own enchantments, Sean.
No?
You did invite me in.
Woman sits on the bed.
You're going to stay?
You've given me the choice.
But you belong to the sea.
Yes, to the sea and to myself. And I choose to stay a while.
She kisses him.
I'm confused.
You wanted my happiness more than your own. and I wanted yours.
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Hurry. Our playwrights need your help now. Not because there's some kind of a deadline or anything. They're just generally impatient. A forest is viewed from the perspective of something very small. We see the ground, the bases of tree trunks, and low-growing foliage, moss, and mushrooms, plus a few yellow and orange leaves. Sounds of birds and bugs are interrupted by the rapid crescendo of a woman's continuous scream, followed by 2 or 3 oofs before Thumbelina hits the ground. She lies motionless on her face for a few seconds before attempting to pry herself off the forest floor.
Stupid bird. Oh, really can't fall from enormous heights like I used to. Oh, fuck. I'm in the woods. Nah, damn it. Ah, forest animals are so tweaky. No way I'm gonna run into a person this far. No!
A normal-sized woman, a giant to Thumbelina, has nearly stepped on her, and they both scream.
Oh, it's scary.
No, it's just a tiny woman, afraid? Yeah, it's unusual, but I'm just an extremely small human woman. This is so hard for people to grasp.
I'm sorry. It's just that I've never.
Yeah, seen a tiny woman before. Yeah, no one has. I'm the only one. Listen, I'm glad I ran into you. I need your help.
Have you been shrunk by a witch?
No, I have always been this size.
Surely you were smaller when you were born.
No, no, I arrived this size, fully grown.
Are you serious?
I know, it's weird. All right, I'm aware.
It's just, you said you were a normal human woman, but that's,
Poor choice of words. Please. I'm trying to get to Mad Moss Cottage, and I need a normal sized set of legs to get me there before the first frost. Yes, I'm aware that a witch lives there. No, I am not a witch or a witch's familiar. And please spare me the story of whatever relative's coworker you have that was turned into a pile of some horrible substance after knocking on her door.
I don't have any relatives anymore.
Creepy, but I'm gonna overlook that as you are probably the only human around for miles.
I am, yes.
God, you're not lost, are you?
Oh no, I live here.
Cool. So Mad Moss is about 2 leagues from Mudtown, and I think I spotted that from the air. If you can just carry me there.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I can't do that.
Why not?
I never go into town.
Oh, look, I get it. You're a hermit, but surely you can see I'm in a desperate situation. Without a set of normal sized legs, it could take me weeks to get to town. By then, it could be too cold to keep going, and I cannot spend another winter shacked up with a woodland creature underground.
That sounds rather cozy to me.
Oh, you'd think so, but then you lose your circadian rhythm and you get depressed, and before you know it, you've agreed to be some mole's trophy wife.
You're married to a mole?
I left him at the altar. Look, if you can just get me within sight of the town.
No, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I want to help you, but it's just it isn't possible.
No, please don't go. Hey, please, just stay here until I can figure out something else. Please?
I would think you'd be much safer alone. I don't want people to capture you, make a spectacle of you for money, treat you as a doll or a pet or worse.
Well, I hadn't considered any of those unbelievably messed up scenarios, but my options are limited if I want to make it before winter. To be honest, you're only the second normal sized person I've met ever. You seem nice.
I bring out the worst in people. It's why I can't go among them.
What am I, chopped liver?
Oh, well, you,
Don't count. Yeah, I know.
I mean, no offense. It's just, I know you couldn't possibly harm me.
I could fuck you up emotionally.
No, you couldn't.
Huh. What the hell exactly happened to you?
Well, I lived in the countryside with my mother until I started my period, and then she locked me in a tower with no doors, which is where I stayed until I was 16, when the prince of the Eastern realm climbed into my room when my mother wasn't there, and I had never seen a man, and frankly, he's incredibly hot, like objectively, and I fell completely in love with him. I got pregnant, and I couldn't hide that forever. So my mother, who turns out is a witch, cut off all my hair and just like magicked me into the wilderness. So I gave birth to twins in a cave. And then 10 years later, Frederick just wanders by with no eyes anymore. God knows how he found it. We never could figure that out. And I was crying hysterically onto his face. And some of my tears went into his eye sockets, and his eyes reappeared. So then we got married and went to live in his castle. And the kids were basically feral, and everyone hated them. And giving birth by myself in a cave really messed everything up down there. So I couldn't bear him any more children. And then I turned 30. And he just couldn't stand to look at me anymore. So I left. Well, was forced to leave. And then no one in the towns would believe I was the former princess. And I kept getting raped. So I moved to the woods.
Well, that's I can see why you wouldn't want to go into town or anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, that's weird.
What?
Oh, your whole life, actually. But I also married a prince who got tired of me.
Really? Was it because you're so small?
No, we're the same size. He's a fairy.
Oh, that makes sense.
Well, it might if I could fly or avoid aging.
Oh,
I got old in more ways than one.
you don't look old to me.
Well, thanks. But standing next to him, it was pretty noticeable.
He aged well?
He's immortal.
Oh, were your children mortal?
We never had any, probably because we were different species.
Perhaps that's best.
Maybe.
How strange that it should happen to both of us. Our princes tire of us and send us away. Do you suppose it happens to all princesses?
Maybe it happens to all women. Who knows? I'll ask the witch when I get there. How are you at climbing trees? I see a nest in that one. I might be able to hitch a ride on another bird if you can get me up there.
Why are you going to see a witch?
Not a witch. It's the witch that gave my mother the magic barley corn I came out of. Yeah, naturally, I have a few questions. That's why I'm going. Now, how about we shimmy up that tree?
What if she's evil?
She probably is. She made a person 2 inches tall. That's pretty fucked up.
Perhaps you should stay away from her.
Yeah, I realize that's your answer to everything, but I can't do that. She's the only one who can tell me why I'm like this. Maybe even fix me.
What do you mean?
Make me normal, big, like everyone else.
You want that?
Of course I do. People aren't meant to be this tiny. Existence is pretty much life-threatening for me. It's a miracle I've made it to this age, which is incredibly ironic given my husband's reason for ending our marriage. I'm fed up with this being my life, so I'm going to change it or die trying, but I can't do either just standing around here, so let's shimmy up that tree.
No.
What?
I mean, don't go. Stay here.
To what, in the woods?
With me. I have a very nice cave not far from here, or I could build you your own house, and I would speak to the animals and then tell them not to eat you.
Whoa, how do I say this? No.
You're the first person who's spoken to me like a person in years and years. We could make a wonderful life together here. Your size wouldn't matter at all since we'd be the only two people. You might be the normal one and I might be freakishly enormous.
Well, thanks for that, really, but I've known you for 5 minutes.
Or just stay a few days. I'd so like to talk more with you.
Look, I'm sorry. It's a nice offer, I'm sure, but I need to go. And if you're not going to help me, I'll find my own way.
I think you're fine just as you are, a little rough around the edges, perhaps.
Look who's talking.
But there's nothing about you I would have altered by a witch. There must be some purpose for you being the way that you are. You just haven't found it yet.
Life is for people your size. I can never really have a chance at a life the way I am. And every day, every moment I spend being this size is a waste.
That can't be true.
Lady, if there was a place in this world for people like me, there would be more like me.
I am like you.
That's not what I need.
We have both been rejected by husbands who once loved us, and neither of us fit into normal society. We are sisters in fate.
Again, I just met you.
You have made me feel less alone, less wretched. Your height makes no difference to me. Your companionship appears to be of normal size.
A minute ago, you were wondering if this happens to all princesses. What if it does? What if there are even more like us? Wouldn't you want to know?
I suppose.
Oh. A witch might be able to tell you something like that. Why don't you come with me? All the way. Come with me to the witch's house.
Oh no, I told you.
We can avoid people. Keep off of the main roads, travel at night. We could get you a cloak or something. I mean, we must be the best in the world at not being seen, don't you think?
Perhaps, but
we'd be together. We could watch each other's backs. I've got the senses of a frickin' rodent.
That's not tremendously comforting.
Oh, whatever. You don't really want to be alone. And you said yourself, I can't hurt you, which I'm really trying not to take as a challenge. I'm going. The only way you're going to keep me here is if you hold me hostage. And you won't do that because then you'd be just like your witch mom. And frankly, if you stay here, it's still like you're locked in that tower.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I impressed myself a little bit with that one.
I'm so afraid it will all happen again.
Well, it can't. You're with me this time. It's a totally different story.
I want a cloak.
Parker Medlin-Better and Abe stroll arm in arm down the hallway of an apartment complex. The hallway doesn't seem to end. It's odd. It's romantic.
I'm about to say something that won't make any sense.
Nothing I can't handle. Fire away.
Parker Medlin-Better, I'm in love with you.
I've been waiting to hear that forever.
It feels like I've been waiting forever to say that to you.
That's delightful.
You don't understand. Every night before I go to sleep, I visualize you in my head over and over, hoping I'll meet you again. It's a gamble which nights you appear. I've tried so many different tactics. I've tried strategically taking melatonin, CBD gummies, warm milk before bed, trying to see how it would affect my dreams, which is how I found out that there's a 60% chance I see you on nights I take a Kirkland brand melatonin gummy right before falling asleep at around midnight, set an alarm at around 4 a.m., then go back to sleep. On days I don't see you, I wake up in the morning feeling like a sick dog. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's all so absurd. I can't believe I've fallen in love with someone from my dream.
I love you too, Abe, but you shouldn't hang your coat on my hook and call it good. You know what I mean?
Because you don't exist?
Oh, I do exist, Abe.
I don't get it. You don't remind me of anyone I've met in real life.
You've never had a crush on someone who wore glasses.
That's true. Everyone I've had a crush on in the past had 20/20 vision. But that doesn't matter. You look so sophisticated in your glasses.
Have you ever considered that I'm you?
What, like I'm in love with a gender bent version of myself?
Not quite. Stay there.
Parker Medlin-Better lets go of Abe's arm and walks backward a few steps. Abe stares at Parker Medlin-Better. Parker Medlin-Better stares back at Abe. Abe is disorientingly stricken.
Wow. I don't want to wake up.
Does it make sense yet?
Not yet. You're beautiful, though.
Maybe a better way to put it is that I might be an aspect of yourself.
That's ridiculous. I'm not a narcissist. I wouldn't love myself the same way I love you. You are desirable to me. I don't find myself desirable. I wouldn't have sex with my clone on a good day.
Get your mind out of the physical for a second.
Oh, God, you're right. How disgusting of me.
Oh, snap out of it. I'm not religiously guilting you for your sexually charged feelings. I want you to shift your mind from the physical to the metaphysical for a second.
What in the world are you talking about? Why is this hallway so long?
We can enter one of the units.
We can?
Yes.
Well, I would love to, but I can't lucid dream yet.
You're lucid dreaming right now.
Why? Because I'm aware that I'm in a dream? But I want to be able to consciously control my actions.
Well, at least you're aware in the first place. Not a lot of people get there.
Parker Medlin-Better opens one of the unit doors and shoves Abe inside. Parker Medlin-Better follows. They emerge from a different unit door. They are back in the hallway again, but a significant amount of time has passed.
How long were we falling off of your veranda?
15 minutes. Oh, my veranda. It's where we hung out in your dream in May.
Yes. We swapped stories for hours. The stories didn't make much sense, but I learned so much. I think that's when I realized I first fell for you.
Then we went to the sea in your dream in June.
I want to take you back to the sea. I wish I could lucid dream so I could take you back to the sea.
I could take you to the sea.
But I want to take you to the sea.
What if I told you I wanted you to wake up?
Why?
You are really expanding your mind here in your dreams, but you don't use it in your everyday life.
Well, that's because I'm pathetic in my everyday life. I'm stunted.
Who am I to you?
The love of my life. Who am I to you?
I am your creativity.
What?
Would you call me pathetic? Would you say that to my face?
No.
I think you should wake up and start practicing interacting with real people. Why not start with your cute coworker?
I am in a dream. I am in a dream. Reality check.
Abe scrunches his eyes closed and with great effort passes his entire pointer finger through his palm. Abe grabs Parker Medlinbetter by the arm and throws himself into a different unit. They emerge from another door, soaking wet and shivering.
Well, we were in the sea, all right.
Abe kisses Parker Medlinbetter tenderly.
I'm a strange lump of a man, Parker. How do you spell your last name?
Medlenbetter.
Nerd, brat, melt keeper. Pelt, renter embarked. Red temper blanket.
Why are you making anagrams out of my name?
Maybe a hidden meaning?
I don't know. Not every subconscious thought you have is the tip of an iceberg. Sometimes bullshit floats through your brain and you need to let the sea wash it away.
I'm undesirable. I've always considered myself undesirable. Sometimes I feel like no one will ever be able to understand me. I am a neutered dog chained to God's doghouse. Evangelical purity culture and my lack of meaningful social life has stunted me sexually, emotionally, and mentally. But I know I'm a very creative person with a rich inner life. I have an uncanny knack for anagrams. I can code beautiful websites. I can lucid dream. Sometimes I think being creative is the only thing I'm good for. I hate myself for that. Like, come on, do we really need another religiously traumatized artsy man with issues relating to sexuality and intimacy? They're the worst kind of people. And you're the one relationship I've had in my life that's made me feel so alive. And I love myself for you. Wait a minute.
I've never really left. And I'm never really leaving. Don't you see?
But I wish you were more than just my creativity. I wish you were more tangible than that.
I want you to wake the fuck up.
And then what?
Put me, you, to use in the best way you know how. You love me, yourself, after all.
The morning alarm blares.
When your hands start cramping, you've done a good day's work. When the letters on your keys are blurry and your knees hurt, what you gonna do when the Red Bull is drinking you? You're thinking about your bed, but the proof is in your